check out my face. And it's not all red because I got on makeup. So, I'm actually done. It's the end. But I'm fixing to show y'all how I do the Clay Imports tile. It's a handmade tile. You can probably apply this to any handmade tile. If it's not just, I ran over a bucket. If it's not too extreme of differences in sizes, you can use this for any of them. So anyways, I'm gonna show you the process with a little backsplash, and then I'm gonna show some photos of some other handmade tile jobs that I've done. And this is all at the same property. These people, they like the uniqueness of different sizes and everything else. As a tile installer, perfect world, you want everything to be square, plumb, level, excellent, all tiles same sizes. With handmade tile, that ain't happening. So just remember that you're not gonna get it perfect. All right, I'm doing a lot of backing up. This tile, I normally use a grinder for 99% of all of the installs that I do, only because I work alone and I just don't feel like lugging a big heavy shawl around. So I know it'll keep me young, make me stronger, all that. I've heard it all. But if you got a good steady hand, you can make cuts as good as the wet saw, if not better. So that's what I did this install with, all of it, with the grinder. The shower that I'll show a picture of, the blue one, that one I did set up a little, I got a little bitty rigid wet saw. You don't need it. All you need is a grinder and a good steady hand and a good blade. But with the grinder, you're gonna look like me at the end of the day. So, anyway, I'm an old redskin Indian right now. Here we go, we got a backsplash going up, some handmade tile. I don't know where it's from, but the only way you can get this right, I got a laser going right up the middle, and then you gotta wedge each one to get it level right across there. So the straighter you keep it every time, the easier it'll be. So when you step back and you look at it, it looks really good. But when you're up on it, these tiles are all different sizes. You can see it looks like a pretty large joint here. And you go over here and it's like really tight. That's what you get with these handmade tiles. So you're forced to, wedge into just the best route is to get every row level. So the way you don't have any issues. Look, let me show you something else. You got a tile that, see how it's like closer to this side, but that corner is lined up down there. So that means that tile's out of square. Just go ahead and put your space that you want in there and see how that kind of straighten it up. And then if you got a tile like this one that's really big, see it's a lot bigger, just split the difference. So you put half of it over here and half of it over here, so that can be scooted over here. And overall, that's gonna make it look right. If you just like use the cross spacers, stuff your spacer in there, and this corner looks good, it's gonna be hanging way out on this side, and it's gonna start making it look terrible. So just split the difference. Okay, so with this stuff, you can't focus on every single grout joint being just absolutely dead on perfect. Like you can see here, that grout line looks like, but it's handmade tile. And so when I stick the level on, boom, it's right on. And every single tile is touching that level. So that's the best way. Look, I just cut this piece, got the proper space down here, and this one is touching. That's how much bigger it is. So what you do in that situation is you take those 8-inch wedges out and you replace them with 16 so you get some kind of grout joint. There we go, finished product. Boom. Laser's on point. So you just gotta trust the process. Even though these grout joints, when you get up close, like some of them look really big, and some of them are rather tight. But you wanna start off with an 1/8. I mean, look at that. You can either worry about the vertical or the horizontal, and you'll get a better result by worrying about making sure the horizontal is perfectly level every time. You can't get plumb and level, so you got to choose one or the other. But that is Clay Imports handmade tile. So we're going to use a natural gray grout by Customs Prism, because that's what we did in another part of the house. Same color, and it's kind of got a greenish grayish tint. So there we go, full tile on the top with an 1/8 inch grout on it there. Full tile down here. And you can see even, like, that one's got about 1/8 inch joint. That one's a 16th. So a lot of these have about a 1/16 of an inch difference. Some a little bit more. So you gotta run at least an 1/8. That way you can substitute some of the spaces for a 16th if need be. Oh, what else I was going to say is, this was a cabinet, a pre-built cabinet, not pre-built, it was custom built, but they put plywood on the back, and there's many different ways I could have prepped it. I could have even used mastic, but my plan was to grout it today. The tile itself is a really hard glazed tile. Like, it's been fired hard, you can tell. It's kind of hard to cut. It does cut pretty easy, better than porcelain, but it's still pretty hard where it's not just going to suck the moisture right out of the thin set. So what I did was I had some Eco Prim Grip from Mapei, and I went ahead and primed it's plywood. I primed it, and that way it kind of helped the plywood not to just suck out the moisture from the thin set so fast, cause it to turn loose. And then I used Versabond, the LFT, to set it gray. So anyways, enjoy the video.